This presentation will begin in 1 minute. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending where you are in the world. Welcome to today's webinar, Improve Your SAP Output Document Processes for Digital and Cloud Compatibility, hosted by SAPinsider and presented by Simtrax. I'm Brittany McCann, and I will be your moderator today. Just a few announcements before we begin. This webinar is designed to be interactive between you and the presenters. Later in the program, we will ask for your feedback. You can participate in the Q&A session by asking questions about the information presented in this webinar at any time. Type your question in the Q&A text box located below the speaker bio on the left and click Submit. We will answer as many questions as time permits after the presentation. These slides will advance automatically throughout the event. You can also download a PDF copy of the presentation by clicking in the resources at the bottom left of the console. At this time, I recommend you disable your pop-up blockers. If you are experiencing any technical problems, please visit our webinar help guide by clicking on the help question mark icon on the bottom right of your console. If slides are not advancing, please press F5 key on your keyboard to refresh. Now for today's presentation, Improve Your SAP Output Document Processes for Digital and Cloud Compatibility. Discussing today's topic will be Andy Hughes, U.S. Marketing Lead at Simtrax. Over to you, Andy.
Thank you, Brittany. Thank you to SAPinsider, and thank you to you all for coming. I'm Andy Hughes, U.S. Marketing Lead for Simtrax. I will be joined on this call by our Solutions Consultant, Samil Solanki, and our Technical Manager, Adam Esparza. We also have Adam Blackwood from our support team. He is our Implementation and Training Specialist. Over the course of this webinar, we're going to examine efficient ways to modernize your output document processes, and we will feature 2 demos showcasing our capabilities. Before we get into our demonstrations, let's just quickly go over our agenda for the webinar. All right, so we'll begin with a look at the driving business factors behind output document processes, as well as Simtrax's positioning within our sector. Then we'll be going into our 2 demos. The first of these will be about automating business report creation and distribution, and the second will demonstrate a paperless business document workflow, including digital signature function. Finally, we'll open it up to questions. After that, we'll answer our questions, and then we will give you some next steps to follow if you enjoyed the webinar. So we'll be moving into our background and reviewing the driving business factors behind output document processes as seen through SAP. Here are some important background factors. Business documents represent a key part of standard business processes. However, cloud environments are changing rapidly, presenting challenges such as decentralized architectures, new file formats to contend with, and the need to embrace mobile access. SAP has been aware of this and is encouraging partners to join its cloud platform for free, as it announced recently. Companies need to take advantage of SAP services and address new output needs. So here's a little bit about us, now that's been established. Simtrax is a global organization and has provided solutions for more than 3,000 companies around the world. Our average customer relationship lasts for 12.7 years. We've been an SAP partner for more than 10 years and are a current active ASUG member. we transform SAP output document workflows to improve enterprise productivity within digital and cloud environments. Our off-the-shelf solutions can be tailored to your needs and include certified drivers and components to match your version of SAP. And all our solutions are secure, flexible, and compatible with the latest technologies. So we'll now be reviewing the architecture for our first demo. This demo will concern how to automate production report creation and distribution. As you can see, in this workflow, Compleo processes reports from SAP and then transforms them into Excel files. These reports can be either ad hoc or scheduled via automation. After this, the Excel files are then uploaded to SAP Document Center, and the recipient will be notified via an email, and that email will include a hyperlink back to access the report. All of these reports are passcode secured, so we can protect confidential information for compliance and security purposes. Compleo will also send out a link to a single shared folder with all critical reports in place for leadership to access. And this workflow as a whole, it's easy to implement. It can be modified to accommodate your needs. So we're going to demonstrate that with our first video. So when the demonstration begins, you will be seeing an SAP production report. All right, here we are. This can be processed and reformatted in Compleo to create an Excel file. Compleo can process reports either individually upon user request or as part of a scheduled batch. So the process will trigger in just a moment by clicking the print icon. Okay. So after we go through that, this is a preview of the email that the end user receives. It has been customized based on the report. You can see the information in blue. That blue text has been automatically extracted from the spool file and personalized to this specific report. Now to continue on, we're going to click the link in the body of the email. This is going to direct us to the SAP Document Center. So once we do that, we'll be prompted to enter a passcode. Here we are. Okay, so now the user can access the Excel file and download it to their local device for further use. And here's the final report. This is in Excel. You can see it's well formatted, it's readable, it's high quality, but it still contains all the data that we previously saw. Now, meanwhile, Compleo can simultaneously send out an email notification to someone in a leadership position with a link to that single folder containing critical reports that we mentioned earlier. We're going to see that. There you go. The recipient follows the same process here, clicks the link, and enters a passcode. Once we do that, all right, we can access SAP Document Center. The email with this link can be scheduled to recur on a daily basis or sent as soon as the last report is finished for your convenience. The reports can all be in a PDF format as needed, so you can print and store them. And if you go into the document properties of the PDF, as you'll see here, Compleo automatically fills these out so the document doesn't lose its identity once it's left the ERP. By doing this, you can also print reports to the correct location you desire, including a user printer, depending on your preference. This workflow is very simple once it's implemented. It's easy to modify whenever there are changes to reports, recipients, or formats. The process also completely automates report creation, smart storage, and distribution, and leverages external applications in a cloud repository. That's our first demonstration. Now we will be moving on to the second demo, which will show you how to establish a paperless workflow. Okay, so this architecture shows you that using the Compleo RFC connector, we can retrieve necessary information and generate a purchase order as a PDF. The document will then be formatted within Compleo for specific needs and apply digital signature via user mobile devices. The end document will be stored in the cloud, and the vendor will receive an email containing a link to view it. This link will be attached back to the specific SAP record for future reference. Optionally, Compleo can also trigger processes outside of SAP for logistical purposes. All right, now we're going to see that second demo in action. And this will include a view of the purchase order as well as a later look at a mobile screen. All right, so this is a standard purchase order record in SAP. The user can make desired changes. Once the order has been approved or it's ready to share with the vendor, you can trigger the user exit process by saving the document or printing it, depending on your preference. Compleo can be configured to recognize the user action, whatever you choose. Through our RFC connector, Compleo will retrieve the necessary information from SAP, create a PDF, and then send an email notification. We should be seeing the email soon. This email will contain a link to the digital signature process, and this can all be accomplished via a smartphone or whatever mobile device you prefer. We're going to go to our mobile view. Here we are. You can see the email, which is customized based on the input file. There's a link to sign the document digitally that's included there. By clicking on the link, Compleo sends a security code to the user's smartphone via a text message. We enter that code from that message, and now recipients can sign desired documents. Compleo has generated an appealing PDF document you can see here. It's automatically attached terms and conditions down below as well. And now the user can sign by clicking this field. We have three options to sign. You can type your signature and generate it by choosing a font. You can also draw a signature using this field or upload an existing image of your signature. You're going to choose to draw and add the signature there, and click Create. Right, once completed, the signed document will now be uploaded to SAP Document Center with a customized email notification sent to the vendor. Right, the email will contain a hyperlink to the finished document. You'll also notice that there's specific text in blue. This is data based on the document details, as you saw before. We're going to click on this link to get to the finished document. And there we are. The PDF contains all the desired information, including the signature we just drew earlier and the terms and conditions attached below. Finally, the hyperlink is also attached back to its specific record in SAP. And if we click on Attachment List up there and follow the link that comes up, we can see the completed document as a PDF. So this workflow is customizable and can send documents to different people for digital signatures based on the conditions that you set. This can include purchase order amount, items, geographic location of vendors, and other variables based on your needs, once again. This way you can make your external stakeholders document sharing workflow fully paperless and robust, all by using Compleo and going through your ERP. All right, so that's it for the demos. We are now going to have our question and answer session. I'd like to turn it back over to Brittany, who will help moderate the questions we've been receiving.
Great, thank you, Andy. That was excellent. As we begin with today's Q&A, I just ask that you please fill out the feedback form that is docked on the upper right-hand side of your computer. To complete the form, please press the Submit Answer button at the bottom. Thank you in advance for filling that out. Now for today's question and answer portion of our event. As a reminder, to participate in the Q&A, just type your question into the text box located aside to the media player and click the Submit Question button. Our first question comes from Nancy. Nancy asks, what types of files can you convert into a spool into?
Hi, so this is Somil, and I'm the solution consultant with Simtrax. So regarding the file format which Compleo can process, there are multiple formats based on the ERP and the end file requirement. We typically work with the print spool file We can also process the XML, reformat the PDFs, as well as if the documents are straight need to be printed, we can also use the print format from respective ERP system.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Mike. Mike asks, what types of SAP connectors do you provide?
So currently, we have two ways to directly interact with SAP. Those both are SAP-certified. One way is the BCXOM connector, where we can recognize the output format in a spool file and process them. We also have a dynamic way to interact with SAP, which is the RFC function. And through RFC functionality, we can actually query the SAP system based on the input and put together the XML file for processing the end file format.
Great. Our next question is from Bernard. Bernard asks, which cloud platform are you connecting to?
So we can logically connect to multiple cloud platforms for document storing and repository. We work with our SAP Document Center, which is seamless connection. We also do the other cloud platform, either the AWS or Microsoft Azure, as well as the Google Cloud Platform.
Thank you. Our next question, what happens if you lose or accidentally delete the email that has the URL? Does that mean you lose access to the document forever, or is there another way to access that document?
So in that typical case, due to document security, you can always request another document. So the sender will reprocess the file and send out the new document with the new GUID link in the email, and it will also certainly contain the new passcode to the document. So it's not that you will be not able to retrieve the document, but it is as simple as reprocessing the file to send to the end user for either signature or access it on the smartphone.
Great. Our next question is, how is security code communicated to open the file? So
through the Compleo website, which is software as a SaaS product, we have a way where the user, if the contact number or the connection device exists in ERP system, we can connect to the email address with the respective contact number of the recipient, and as soon as the link is clicked into the smartphone, Compleo website gets alert, and soon after the passcode is communicated via text message to their smartphone device, where they can access the passcode and apply it to the digital signature for pre-processing.
Thank you. I think we have time for one more question. This question is from Kevin. Kevin asks, will the multiple people who get the link have the same or different passwords to access the documents?
So if the passcode is based on the document, so as far as it is sent to multiple recipients, all the recipients will have the same passcode to access the document. And we can also set up multiple recipients through Compleo portal to send out multiple GUID links. And based on the property data coming through the document, we can choose a passcode from input file format, such as like a zip code or something which only the recipient knows.
All right, well, unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. If we did not get to your question, someone will follow up with you within the next few business days. If you are watching this on demand, please feel free to still submit questions, and someone will follow up with you. Andy, did you have anything you'd like to add before I wrap things up?
Yes, thanks again, Brittany, and one more thanks to everybody for attending the webinar. We have some next steps you can take if you'd like to learn more. You can contact us for a free consultation. We can evaluate your current processes, scope a proof of concept, and help you understand our solution before you invest. If you want to find out more, you can also visit our website. We offer live chat support during business hours and have offices in Boston and Los Angeles. We have our phone numbers there if you want to reach out to us. We will also be offering a webinar next week that focuses on digital signatures. So if you enjoyed and were interested in that part of our webinar, please look out for more information on that soon. And feel free to follow us on social media and by visiting our website like before. So thank you for attending, and don't hesitate to contact us.
Great, thank you. And thank you everyone for attending today's webinar, Improve Your SAP Output Document Processes for Digital and Cloud Compatibility, hosted by SAPinsider and presented by Syntrax. After this live event, we will send you an email with a reminder to access the presentation on demand. On behalf of our guest, Andy Hughes, U.S. Marketing Lead at Syntrax, and SAPinsider, thank you for your time, and have a great day, everyone.